friends, welcome back to our channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. If you're new here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, you're also welcome. Please hit on the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this 4-in-1 gown on the thumbnail. If this sounds like what you're interested in, let's go into it. So this is my starting line, my bust point, okay, my bust point. So my bust point is 10 inches. So I marked 10 inches on that place. So I went up by 1 inch from the bust point. So this is my waistline, my hip line, and the hem line. And I also added 1 inch for my hemming allowance. Okay, I'll go over it again. The starting line, my bust point. So go up by 1 inch from your bust point, okay, 1 inch from the bust point. Okay, this is my waistline, which is the half length, my hip line, and the hem line. I also added 1 inch for the hemming allowance. Okay, so I'm cutting both the front and the back panel together. Okay, so I'm going to mark my back measurement divided by 2. My back divided by 2, which is the shoulder divided by 2. So I'm just going to connect into a straight line like this. Okay, so after that, I'm going to, at this point, I'm cutting both the front and the back panel together because this gown is not going to be having a zipper. The fabric is a little bit stretchy. Okay, so I'm going to take my neckline, which is 3.5 by 2 for the back neck, 3.5 by 2, and the front neckline is 3.5 by 6. After that, I'm going to connect into a straight line like this and then create my round neck. So you can use your free hand or your French curve. So I'm saying that the back is 3.5 by 2 while the front is 3.5 by 6. So use your French curve to create your round neckline, or you can use your free hand also. So create your neckline like this. So once I was done creating my neckline, I'm going to go down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, 1 inch for the 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So go ahead and connect it and slope it into the neckline like this. So note that I do not add any allowance to the shoulder. I just divided my shoulder by 2. Okay, now at this point, you're going to mark the midpoint, creating a basic bodice. Okay, so now come in by half an inch and then connect the 3 points together. So at this part, you're going to divide your bust by 4. Bust divided by 4, mark it there. So now you're going to connect these 3 points together using your French curve or your free hand. So create the armhole like this. So once you're done doing that, you're just going to though we are still going to modify this armhole later. Okay, now we are going to modify this in armhole later. So from your neck line, mark 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. Remember, we have taken 3.5 for our neck line, so we are now marking 1.5 inches from the neckline. Okay, so just connect it to a straight line. So 3.5 plus 1.5, that is 5 inches. Okay, so we are going to leave this foreman armhole we have created. We're going to be creating another armhole. Okay, so I decided to take it step by step, so that even if you're a beginner, you should be able to understand what I am doing right here. Okay, so now you're going to mark the midpoint of this new mark we just made. Okay, now after marking the midpoint, you're going to connect it into the first armhole we've created. The first armhole we created. So you're going to connect it to meet with that armhole. Okay, so now at this point, this is a new armhole and this is the armhole we're going to be working with. You're going to now leave the first one because it's no more useful. We are not going to use it now. that particular one. This is the new one. The new one we created is the one we are going to be using. Okay, hope that is clear. Okay, so once you're done, we've taken our bust measurement divided by 4, so you're going to add your seam allowance. So for me, I'm adding 1 inch for my seam allowance. So I'll mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch, the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch at this point. Okay, so now I'm going to come to the hem line. Whatever I have at that point, I'm going to subtract 1 inch from it at the hem line. Okay, so the reason we are doing this is because we do not want it too tight, too painful, because of the drawstring that we're going to be using for the gown. Okay, now we're going to connect from the bust to the waist, from the waist to the hip, and from the hip to the hem line. So if you can't use your free hand, go ahead and use your ruler to connect your points together. Okay, so once you're done doing this, we're just going to go ahead and start cutting. Note that we are still going to modify both the back neckline, the back later. We will still modify it. Okay, so just continue watching. Please don't skip any part of this video. Okay, and don't forget to like this video and give it a huge thumbs up. Now follow where I am cutting. Okay, note that you have to cut behind your chuck. Okay, cut behind your chuck. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your loved ones. So we are going to remove one panel first from it. We just cut the back neckline. Now we're going to remove one piece for the back, and then we are going to now go ahead and cut the front neckline. So make sure you arrange it properly. Make sure that all the parts are equal, they are meeting before you start cutting. So at this point, I'm cutting the front neckline. So after cutting, this is what you're going to have. Okay, this is what we're going to have for the front neckline. Now we're going to work on the back piece. Now go ahead and fold it into 2 equal parts like this. So once you're done folding, make sure you arrange it properly. Okay, make sure all the parts are meeting. So once you're done, you're going to measure the armhole depth, and then divide whatever you have there into 2 equal parts. Now fold your tape rule into 2 like this, and then mark the midpoint. Please guys, pardon the noise you are hearing. Okay, so mark the midpoint and connect it into a straight line like this. So once you're done connecting it, at that point you're going to go ahead and mark 2.5 inches. So it actually depends on how open you want the back to be. So for this particular one, the back is not too open. Okay, so I use 2.5. so if you want your back to be exposed, go ahead and use like 1.5 or 2. Okay, 1.5 or 2. Okay, but if you want it to be like this one, go ahead and mark 2.5 inches. So I'm measuring what I have there, so I'm going to repeat the same thing here. Neckline is 3.5 plus 1.5, making it 5. So I'm marking the 5 at that point so that I can connect it into a straight line. So the essence of doing that is just to help us know where to curve our hand in when we are connecting. So now you're going to connect from the shoulder to this new line this new point we just created now, and then from there you're going to connect into the armhole. Okay, so carefully create that part, connect the points together. Okay, so once you're done connecting, you're going to have something looking like this. So I will blend it in with my free hand. Okay, if you feel any part is too sharp, go ahead and use your free hand and blend it in, or use your ruler to connect it very well. Then we are going to go ahead and cut that part off. Don't forget to subscribe because the subscribe button is free. Thank you very much, and give this video a huge thumbs up. So once we are done, this is what we are going to have. Let's open it up, guys. Can you see how beautiful it's looking already? So we're going to move to the sewing of the skein. Now you're going to place right side facing right side, and then we'll go ahead and join the shoulders together. Okay, can you see how tiny the shoulders are? But don't worry, by the time we are done, it's going to look wider. Okay, so now at this point I was done joining the two shoulders together. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to pipe the neckline and the armhole. So to do that, I've already cut out this piece. It is measuring 2 inches, okay, by I think 45 or 50. Just cut a long piece that will be able to go around the neckline and the 2 armhole. So I cut 5 of this piece. I'm going to use 2 for the drawstring and then use the remaining 3 for the neck and the armhole. So at this point, you're going to fold half an inch, fold another half an inch, and fold it into 2, and then just tuck it in. Can you see what I'm doing here? I'm sorry, I did not know that my camera wasn't capturing it very well. So now you're going to pin it, fold half an inch, fold another half an inch, and fold it into 2 equal parts, and then just stitch along the neckline like you are using a bias to pipe a neckline. You understand? So that's what you're going to do. Basically, you're going to do the same thing to the armhole too. Okay, the 2 armhole. Okay, so that's what we're going to do basically, and then make sure you do double stitch, because that's what I did double stitch. So this piece is for the design at the shoulder. Okay, so the piece I cut out 2 of it, and it is measuring 6 inches by 24 inches, 6 inches by 24 inches. Okay, so you're going to fold this into 2 equal parts like this, right side facing right side, and then you're going to stitch across and stitch from the other side and leave like 2 inches opening where you're going to turn it inside out. You do the same thing to the second piece. Okay, so I have 2 of it. Now for this triangle here, okay, what I have here is 8.5. The length is 8.5 and the width is 5 inches. Okay, the wider part, which is lower part, is 5 inches on fold. Okay, so we're going to also, I have 2 of it, we are going to fold it into 2 also like this. You're just going to stitch at the lower part, stitch at the upper part, and leave an opening here where you'll be able to flip it inside out also. We'll do the same thing to the 2 piece. Okay, so at this point I was done piping my neckline and the armhole. Can you see how neat and beautiful? Did you notice that the shoulder is now looking wider than before? Okay, yes, that is what I wanted to achieve. So I also did double stitch as if it was a taping machine that did it. No, I used a straight machine to do that. So what you do is to just stitch on it once and then go ahead and stitch on it again for the second time. Okay, so these are the pieces. I already turn them inside out. I stitch and turn it inside out. So I put hemming gum on that opening and I ironed it down. Okay, I did the same thing for this 2 piece also, and then this is the ones I'm going to be using for the drawstring. So it is measuring 2 inches by 45 inches. You can make it 15 inches depending on how long you want it to be. Okay, so now once we are done, we're going to set those ones aside, and then we're going to now fold the lower parts and hem it by 1 inch. We know we left 1 inch. We're going to hem both front and back. Okay, so please, I also went ahead to overlock all the parts, all the rough edges. So if you don't have overlocking machine, it's not a problem, just leave it that way, but make sure your work is neat. So after hemming, you're going to stitch on both sides. Okay, close the side. I mean, you're going to shapen the clothes by imputing all your body measurements. Okay, initially I wanted to have a slit at one of the side and then put my drawstring there, but then I changed my mind. So at this point I was trying to explain that I was going to leave like 11 inches for my slit, but then later I changed my mind. Okay, so now I have shaped the cloth, but I have not stitched it together. Okay, I have not stitched it together. I decided to put my drawstring on another part. Okay, so now I measured 15 inches from the lower part of the gown, and then I'm going to mark it 15. Okay, and then I just created this shape. Now from 15 inches I just created this shape all the way down. The first one is 15, so you're going to mark 2 inches down and mark the second one. So the first one is going to be at the midpoint. Can you see? Just divide this into 2 equal parts. That first one is the midpoint, and then the second one just mark 2 inches and then connect it like that. So this is a piece that I've cut out. This piece is measuring 2 inches. Remember I said I have not joined it together yet because I decided to do this thing first. So you do this before joining. So I'm going to stitch on that line I just created. Now stitch on the right side and the left side, and then you're going to create a stitch at the middle just to demarcate it and allow our drawstring to be able to go through it like this. So this is the drawstring case that we are creating now. Okay, remember we are going to be stitching on the wrong side of the fabric. We are working on the front panel now. Stitch on the wrong side. I am stitching on only the front panel. Okay, so once you're done, you're going to use your safety pin to pass your drawstring inside and then secure it down at that point like I'm showing you on the screen now. So once you're done, you're going to now close both sides of the gown. So at this point I was done closing both sides and inserting my drawstring. Can you see what we have, guys? The gown is coming together. Okay, so you can decide to just pull your drawstring like this. Okay, so now once you're done with this, now we're going to now work on the other piece that we cut out now. So this is the 2 pieces that we already joined together. Now you're going to fold, and this is the second one. I beaded it off camera because I don't want this video too long. So what you can do is you get your pairs or your bead and use your needle and thread to bead it, or you can use your beading machine. So I have different tutorial on the channel where I taught how to bead with your beading machine. So I'm going to be dropping the link on the description box. Okay, I'll drop the link on the description box. So what you're going to do now is to fold this piece into 2 like this. Okay, fold this into 2 equal parts. See the way I folded it, and then you're going to insert it under the shoulder, not on top, under. Can you see what I'm doing? Under. Make sure the middle of that piece is at the middle of the shoulder where you join both front and back shoulder together. Then go ahead and pin it down like you can see me do on the screen. Once you're done pinning, then place the front on it, on top of it like this. Make sure it's sitting at the middle. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and use your needle and thread to tack it down neatly tack it down. Okay, so tack it down neatly from the back. So at this point I was done tacking. So this is what we have. So this particular part, take one of those 2 pieces and then tuck it in from the shoulder. You can wear it like that. You can also wear it this way. You can also tuck that beaded part in. Okay, and also you can draw your drawstring. You can draw your drawstring also. Can you see? It's looking so beautiful. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Can you see the drawstring? Don't stop learning, keep learning. Guys, please subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.